Working Man is another Jason Statham thriller. But can the action overcome some of the choppy storytelling that is being told? Let's discuss it. Now, going into A Working Man, it is definitely one of those movies where if you're a Jason Statham fan, you are going to find enjoyment. There is a lot of action. There's a lot of sequences where you are reliving some of the past films that he has been a part of. Not necessarily from a storyline, but just the sequences that you will see in the different scenes provided. Now, the whole story of A Working Man is a former British soldier that had fought overseas. He is trying to basically restart his life following the death of his wife, and he is really trying to patch a lot of things up in his own life. Now, working construction, he becomes close to the family, and once their daughter is kidnapped, he is then on a mission to bring her home. Now, the key thing that you see throughout this film, not just for bringing the daughter home, but also in his own life, was a lot of the things that he is doing you would not understand unless you have a daughter. And that is a consensus theme or a consistent theme throughout the movie. Now, one of the struggles that I think that this movie suffers from is the choppy storytelling. Not necessarily from it being hard to understand, but there are scenes where you have different aspects brought into the situation where you're trying to understand what does that have to do with the plot. Now, as you watch it, you kind of understand it's about building trust. It's about building the relationship with the people that are involved. But in a sense, at the moment, you are looking at it thinking, why is this here? And I think that is one of the big drawbacks of this movie, because you understand what the plot is for the first about 35, 40 minutes, but then it takes the turn where he becomes something different. You see the whole situation start to change from, is it human trafficking? Is it drug smuggling? Is it both? What is going on here? And I think that when you're watching this movie, that could be one of the drawbacks that people say, and that's one of mine. Now, when you're looking at it from the overall perspective, this was an enjoyable film for 2 hours almost. As you watch it, you are getting the typical Jason Statham action. You are going not necessarily to be on the edge of your seat, but you can respect what you are seeing on the screen. And so I feel like if you are a fan of Jason Statham, you're going to like this movie. You're going to see that it is a typical movie that he's involved in. You're going to be able to sit back and really just see where the story goes. And in many ways, that is where I was when it came to this film. Now, age range. I was the youngest one in the theater. Even though we are on spring break, I noticed that there was nobody around my age. It was mostly older adults. And that's okay. So it kind of shows you where the audience for this movie is going to be. And so I feel when you're watching this movie, you're sitting back thinking, okay, there's a lot of action. Okay, the storyline is there, but then it goes away and then comes back. I feel like there's a lot there. I think another problem that I had with it was the presence of some of the characters, because in a sense, you really didn't understand what the role of the characters was. And so as you sit back, you're trying to kind of process the different faces. You really don't get a lot of names, maybe one or two, but you're really trying to just process what is being put on the screen. Now, as far as an overall rating, for me, A Working Man is about a 3.7 out of 5. It is a movie that I found to be enjoyable. I felt that it was not necessarily a movie that I would rush to go see again, but it's not a movie that I felt like I wasted my time. And so as you're watching and you're listening to what is going on and seeing the storyline play out, it will leave you entertained. And it will also not leave you feeling like you wasted your time. But for me, A Working Man is a 3.7 out of 5. It is an enjoyable film. If you are a Jason Statham fan, I would recommend it. If you like action, I would recommend it as well. But make sure to hit that subscribe button. We are approaching 500 subscribers. Make sure to go check out the other reviews I have posted. Stay tuned, because as we continue, we have some bigger releases that are coming up. And so reviews will be posted for those. So stay tuned, and I will talk to you all later.